Every time Alexandra Eala wins big or loses a hard-fought match against a player in the top 5, the online echo chamber bursts into activity, generating the same poisonous, predictable story. The tennis experts begin tweeting, the clickbait pieces appear, and the thumbnails yell, Alex Eala needs a super coach, or why won't she fire Joan Bosch, or she turned down $1 million coaching offer. We need to have a serious, direct, and unvarnished discussion about the realities of coaching on the professional tennis circuit, which is why I am currently hitting record, entirely unscripted. This absurd argument that she must leave the group that helped create her will be totally demolished by me. We will discuss the whole truth about her relationship with Joan Bosch and the reasons why her steadfast, uncompromising refusal to follow the celebrity coach trend is, in fact, the most astute, mature, and horrifyingly brilliant move she could make for her career at this time. When it comes to teaching, let's all take a moment to appreciate the present Women's Tennis Association, which is an incredible circus. The WTA circuit has created an atmosphere that is extremely poisonous and panicked. The door is revolving. These exceptionally gifted athletes, who rank in the top 20, treat their instructors like throwaway coffee cups. In a Grand Slam, a player loses in the second round. They go into a panic. After firing their coach, they quickly employ a well-known, prominent super coach with a multi-million-dollar asking price, a verified Instagram account, and a huge ego. We witness it each and every month. Players switch between Brad Gilbert, Sasha Bajan, and Patrick Mouratoglou in the hopes that a well-known figure in their player box will suddenly improve their second serve or ease their mental stress. It generates drama, which is why the media adores it. It generates news stories. It gives the appearance of advancement. Alexandra Eala is also being examined by the tennis press. They are examining her enormous, unquestionable fan base. They are examining the soaring ranking and business support. And their business minds just can't figure out why she isn't participating in the game. They now consider her to be a superstar. She requires an exceptional coach. A Grand Slam champion coach is what she needs. They are genuinely making up stories about her turning down huge offers from these top celebrity trainers because they find it impossible to understand loyalty in a profession where money and fear are the only motivators. However, you guys need to know Joan Bosch's true identity. More significantly, you need to comprehend what he means to Alex Eala. Joan Bosch is more than just a random man with a clipboard who was hired 6 months ago to examine her forehand data after finding her on LinkedIn. You must go back in time and examine the basis. Joan Bosch was present as 13-year-old Alexandra Eala packed her luggage, left her family in the Philippines, and traveled thousands of miles to attend the Rafa Nadal Academy in Morocco. He is a key designer of her strategy. I would like you to picture, in vivid detail, the psychological horror of being a 13-year-old girl in a strange country, away from your parents, and going through the rigorous academic program at that academy. We discussed her previous way of life, including the 5 hours of training each day, the physical discomfort, the pressure to perform well academically, and the total sacrifice of a typical upbringing. Joan Bosch was the one standing on the other side of the net through all of those tears, all of those harsh early morning workouts, all of the blisters, the fatigue, and the self-doubt. When the cameras began to flash, he was nowhere to be seen. When Nike began shipping bespoke gear, he failed to appear. When she was a bright young woman with a strong left-handed swing who was trying not to cry on the practice court, he was there. In the world of professional tennis, trust is the most precious and uncommon commodity. The world's most lonely sport is tennis. You are entirely nude while you are on center court. A timeout cannot be called. You are unable to substitute out. In the deciding set, 4 is when you lose. You only have one lifeline when your brain begins to feed you panic and anxiety, when your lungs are burning, and when the audience is screaming. You gaze up into the box of players. Additionally, Alexa doesn't need to see a celebrity when she peers up into that box. She doesn't have to see a man who is considering his next job as a television broadcaster. Since he was the one who helped her overcome it when she was 14, she needs to see the man who truly understands her breaking point. To clear her head, she needs to see the man who knows just what to say to her, or what not to say. That degree of psychological connection cannot be purchased with $1 million contract. It must be created in the crucible of collective sorrow. Since this is where the casual fans absolutely lose themselves, let's discuss the actual tactical tennis aspect of this. Oh, Joan Bosch doesn't have the experience of coaching a world number 1, people remark. She needs a partner to help her advance. Do we have the same matchups to watch? Are we examining identical raw data? This Spanish clay court concept, which Bosch teaches at the Nadal Academy, is the foundation of Alex Eala's game. It has to do with oppressive, heavy top spin. It involves building the point like a chess grandmaster. It involves incredible lateral movement, tough defense, and a resolute unwillingness to concede any free points. We just witnessed her pushing Jessica Pegula to the very limit. On the trip, we observed her physically taxing veterans. Being a tactical genius is not something that just happens. As a lefty, Bosch has developed a strategy that makes the most of her physical resources. Why in the world would she fire the creator of a game that is currently dominating the top 50 in order to hire a gaudy new coach who would try to alter her swing technique or make her play a style that isn't compatible with her personality? It makes absolutely zero sense when you bring in a new super coach. They constantly want to leave the player with their fingerprints. They seek to modify the footwork, grip, and toss in order to claim the victory when the player does. It is not necessary to disassemble and rebuild Alex Eala. She requires consistency. Her remarkable maturity is demonstrated by the fact that she requires a firm hand at the wheel. I'm genuinely amazed by it. Consider the strain she is under. Yesterday, she was expected to win Grand Slams by the entire EA army and the entire country. She needs a new squad, according to the media. In her ear, sponsors are whispering. A 20-year-old girl could easily let her ego get the better of her, blame her coach for a difficult defeat, fire him to please the media, and hire a well-known name, but she chooses to do otherwise. She flatly declines. This directly relates to the lessons she was taught about the public courts in the Philippines by her grandfather, Lolo Bob. He instilled loyalty in her. She learned to be grounded from him. He told her that just because you were invited to the mansion doesn't mean you should leave the folks who constructed it. The relationship between Eala and Bosch goes beyond the typical WTA Tour employer-employee scenario. He is aware of the cultural significance of her. He is aware of the dynamics inside her family. He is skilled at keeping her safe from the media circus. Her mental health would be severely disrupted if she were to fire Joan Bosch at this time. Imagine attempting to handle the most stressful times of your professional life while also attempting to establish a whole new communication dynamic with a complete stranger. It would be a disaster. The cause of her extraordinary composure under duress. She can defeat an experienced veteran in 7 straight games when she is up against the wall because her camp is steady. Her player's box is devoid of drama. There are no opposing voices. A player and the coach who essentially reared her on the court share a great deal of silent trust, work, and discipline. I want you to keep this talk in mind the next time you see one of those absurd clickbait headlines that scream about a rejected $1 million coaching offer, or the next time a commentator says she needs to upgrade her staff in order to win a Grand Slam. I want you to observe her fighting style on the court. I want you to notice how intensely focused her eyes are. The atmosphere Joan Bosch contributed to creating is directly responsible for that focus. She doesn't require the support of a famous person. The celebrity is her. All she needs is a mechanic who understands how her engine operates. Since I am aware that there are disagreements among the fan base, I would really like to know what the Eala Army thinks of this. Are you folks in agreement with me? Are you pleased with her unwavering devotion to Joan Bosch and the Rafa Nadal Academy? Or do you have a deep-seated curiosity about what may occur if she employed a huge, legendary super coach? Do you believe that her greatest weapon is continuity? Or do you believe that in order for her to reach the top 10, she will eventually need a new voice? I would like to read all of your in-depth hypotheses and your candid thoughts in the comments section below. Let's have a genuine tennis conversation while blocking out the noise from the mainstream media. To force this unfiltered analysis via the algorithm, make sure you click the like button. If you want the real scoop on the WTA Tour's operations, subscribe to the channel. Activate those alerts, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Continue to watch the tape.